I got up at 6 o'clock today to come and water the allotment early because it's been so dry and because we've got a family picnic later and I'm just going to be out of time. You do not need to thank me. Rain. Not just a light summer rain, it's blooming pouring. Those of you who were going to get out of bed early on a Sunday and go to the plot to water your parched ground, your thirsty plants, you're welcome. No, it's fine. I'll do my bit for mankind, plot holders, gardeners up and down the country. I'm still going in. I'm in a once waterproof coat that isn't very waterproof anymore. It doesn't even do up properly. I even brought my sunglasses. Don't think I'll be needing them. But I do have some compost to get rid of. And I've got a grow house to water. I was going to harvest my shallots as well, but I think that might be a washout. Sheltering in my grow house, which is the most waterproof place on the plot, and I've just come in to have a look and see what needs a bit of water topping up. I don't think it's too bad, but I don't know when I'll be hot next, so I will put something in these trays and I'll just give you a little tour of my grow house. Okay, so we've got peppers and marigolds, and this is celery that is desperate to grow out. I mean, the roots are starting to pop out, but I've got to clear potatoes before I can put that in. There's two types here. There's an F1, I think it's Tango, and then this one is, it says Giant Red. It's not very gianty. In fact, you can see the difference between like the kind of more heritage seed and the hybrid. This one's romping away. So I do think from just this experience, next year it might be worth just going for the hybrid seed on the celery, because I sowed equal amounts of both seeds and this is what's surviving. So just from an economical point of view, it doesn't really make sense to buy seed that is just going to die. Now, I did have another level here, but I had to clear out the other day so I could put these guys in. We've got two aubergines, and they've done really well since I've given them a bit of space. And this tomato, which has really started growing now I've let it. I think this is a Gardener's Delight or Yellow Delight. It's a Yellow Delight. No flowers yet. Ooh, some side shoots to take out. Those of you who are not familiar with side shoots, because I wasn't, it took me a while to figure out what they were. These you want coming out because they take a lot of energy from the plant. And you can tell how long it is since you've done it, since like how big they are. That one's obviously been there a bit longer. I found a massive one on one of my outdoor tomatoes the other day that I'd quite seriously neglected. Oh, there's a big one down there as well. So it's this shoot that comes out between the main stem and the leaf at a 45-degree angle. It just kind of sits in the middle there. And I did read, or I did see on a YouTube channel, I think it was Joe actually on Digging for Dinner. He was the one who really made me think, oh, I need to sort my tomatoes out, because he said they actually take a lot of energy but don't produce fruit. So I thought, right, get those out. And then when I was looking at my ones outside, I actually found one with some flowers on. So whether I'm just wrong or that's a freak of nature, I don't know. But hopefully this guy will get nice and tall as the roof. I won't let it grow any taller. I'll pinch it out when it hits there. There's no point having it growing through the ceiling. If you haven't seen Joe's Digging for Dinner channel, it's really good, so hop on over there. I've got loads of playlists, loads of channels in my recommended list actually, people who I watch who are just really helpful, good advice, and really nice people actually. It's a really nice YouTube gardening community. There's a goat, there's my brassicas. Don't ask whether they're Brussels or broccoli, because I thought all my Brussels had died, but a few have actually kind of had a second wind. Brassicas, just categorise them as brassicas. Some more peppers, these ones have got flowers on. Some marigolds, another tomato, because you can never have too many tomatoes. Look, it's getting some little flowers on there. That one needs to go out, I need to find a home for it. Just another side shoot there. I think I got all the rest. Sorry about the rain. Who would have thought in the middle of July, hey? It's because I had a picnic. You don't need to thank me. So another pepper of some sort here. Some lettuce that desperately needs to go out. And then back here, this is a really interesting one actually. Now this was my little growing module for beetroot and celeriac. Now as you can see, the beetroot modules are mostly empty because they all grew and they're actually planted in my salad bed. But the interesting thing is I just left this in here and like another one's grown. And also this was the only celeriac that grew here. But I put it in the grow house and since then these seeds have germinated. And I thought I was only going to have one celeriac and I've got loads now. It just shows you some seeds, I mean, they could be from the same plant, the same packet, but they just take their own time to germinate. And having reused my compost, I have found random onions and things where obviously the onion seed's taken a bit longer to germinate than its buddies. I've got an echinacea plant right back there. Echinacea palladina. I think it was a Sarah Raven one, free with one of the magazines. Another pepper, and then in here we've got hello marigold. There she is, another marigold. They're very useful plants, I'm doing loads more of those. Another lettuce, again, it's dying because it needs to get out, there's no space for it. I did find a couple of snails in here, as I'm sure if you saw me on Instagram, and they found something to eat. They found a few things to eat. Down here, that is my everything got eaten pile, and a weed. Two more aubergines here. I was going to put those outside at some point, just to compare the difference really between inside and outside. They're Black Beauty, they do prefer to be inside where it's warm and sheltered. But I've got 4, so might as well stick a couple outside. Another pepper. I'm really just keeping some of these peppers because, well, why not? There's no harm in keeping them. I've grown so much, but I've lost quite a lot to pest damage, so it stops me being too annoyed about that. I just really want to get the celery out. Look at it. It's come on so well since I put it in this grey house. Everything has. It's like everything has just taken off. Look. It's so heavy. Isn't that plot lovely? That's lovely Valerica and her family. She only took it on recently, and literally this whole first bed you see here, if I can find my finger to point, there we go, this whole first bed was actually brambles. I mean, they were nice blackberries, but they took up so much space, and she and her family came and they whooped them out, and it's given me so much more light. And also it's nice because we get to see each other when she's here and we say hi. She has done so well. Which kind of puts me to shame because they've literally just cleared it and whacked everything up. Looking really good. Oh, maybe she's got some fruit trees there. Isn't that lovely? To get a plot with established fruit trees. So, do you want to come on a wet walk with me around the plot? You know, it's that kind of walk you do first thing when you get here and you see what needs doing, what needs your attention. It'd be nice to have some company because no one else is here because it's raining so much. My herb bed, this oregano obviously is flowering beautifully. I don't know, can you use the flowers for anything? Does anyone know? Because I don't really know very much, if you hadn't noticed. My rosemary plant that was new this year because the last one died is doing really well. Beautiful. I've already taken cuttings off most of these herbs and dried them. Not many, just a few, so I've got some at home. This is a chamomile plant. Keeping it in the pot so it can be moved in if needs be. This is a tomato of some description. Do you know what? I meant to bring up my notebook which has written down what variety everything is. I forgot it again. But it's doing well for flowers, isn't it? Whatever tomato you are. Do you know what? Oh man! Look at that side shoot. Okay, so this is not the tomato I was talking about earlier. See if I can get you a good shot of it. Excuse the rain. So there, this is a side shoot. But look, it's bearing fruit. Now, either this is a bush tomato, which you leave, and it does look quite bushy, or it's a freak of nature. The odds are it's a bush, isn't it? I'll look it up when I get home and I'll try and put a caption so you can see what it is. Got some lavender there. It was grown from a tiny plug plant from Thompson Morgan. It took a while to get here. It's my borage. Coriander, wasn't sure about. Oh man, I just freaked myself out. Oh man, look at him. He's massive and I'm going to have to put gloves on to get rid of him. Oh man, there's a maggoty thing as well. I really blooming well hate those. Okay, excuse me while I deal with those and we'll come back. There you go, they're gone. Sorry, I have to put gloves on to deal with those. I can't touch them. Gloves are my superpower. These are my spring onions and planted in a bunch, kind of the Charles Dowding way. If you hadn't realised yet, he is kind of my guru. And they're looking really nice. Peppers that don't look happy out here, but do you know what? If the slugs eat them rather than something else, it's a winner. This was an iceberg lettuce my mum brought down. I left it too long and look, it just gone to seed. So I'm kind of thinking about just letting that flower. The bees will like it and I might collect the seed. I have no idea whether the seed will be true or not, but worth a go. Wow, this has really taken off. This is dill. I think this looks like it actually needs a proper permanent place to come out of the pot actually. It's really grown in the sunshine we've had this week. Here we go, more tomatoes, because you know, never have too many. They look quite short, don't they? Do you know what? I don't have that many bush tomatoes, so I'm a bit confused why they're all looking a bit bushy. Perhaps someone more knowledgeable than I will comment below. And these are those beetroot I was mentioning. So these were sown at the same time as that one in that module. And again, they've really taken off over this last week. Doing well. Oh, what's this? So I do have some labels, but most of it, the Sharpie is actually, well, there's a C. What is that? There's some kind of flower. Is it clary sage? It might be clary sage. Yeah, clary sage. I'm going to say that with authority. These are my pea beans that actually seem to be French beans. So it was whether my mum mixed up the seed or it's got cross-pollinated last year. But last year she did give us what she said was a melon and it was a squash. So yeah, look, you see that? Oh, that's a little French bean, isn't it? Surely that's never going to get pea beanie, which is like a fat mange tout. Yeah, that's probably more peppers. Sorry about the focus. It's because the rain's falling on the phone. It's changing the focus. It's another thing to be angry at the rain about. Oh, this was, I was soaking some chickpeas. You know, we're vegan, we eat a lot of chickpeas. And I thought, oh, I'll plant one. So this is the one chickpea that I planted as an experiment. If it works, I'll just do loads more next year, because the yield apparently is not huge. If you want to know more about chickpea growing, I think Richard and Paul and Vivi have both successfully grown chickpeas, so they're worth checking out on YouTube. It's getting so heavy, the rain actually just stopped my phone from filming. So I'm actually filming through a box. Don't laugh. Cucumber. Another cucumber over there. I haven't had much luck with cucumbers actually this year. The seedlings just seem to have gone leggy and died. But those two, I mean, they've obviously yellowed a bit from being put outside, but hopefully they'll catch up. And these are my surviving sweet peas. There we go, not doing an awful lot. These are my bags of potatoes. I've already emptied the box. It wasn't too bad actually, that was a Charlotte. I think one of these is Maris Piper, the other I have no idea. Obviously I need to empty those. That was one of the things I was going to do today. Don't fancy it now. I think I'll leave that for another day. And then over here, hidden by all this grass, are my strawberries. And that Just Add Cream, I don't know if you can see, it's got some pink flowers on. So hopefully we get some more strawberries. Parsnip and shallot bed, I mean that's romping away. Only had one onion, I think that is motor seed over there. Parsnips are doing really well. There's old seed as well, so I'm super impressed. And then we enter the kingdom of potatoes, some of which have been dug up now, some are still growing. You can see this has had a few taken out of it. I've had Lady Crystal and Orla so far, and I have to say the yield and taste on Lady Crystal was much better than Orla, so they would be the ones I went for first earlies next year over Orla. And these are my Swede, or if you're over the Atlantic, a rutabaga. They got nibbled before I covered them. They seem to be recovering okay now. I did have a slug hotel, but my friend Amy came up with her boys and my two were here, and they kind of had a little play around, and the slug hotel got emptied, so I need to redo those at some point. Further through the kingdom of potato, I'm actually getting wet now because this coat is so old, it ain't waterproof any longer, so I might be rushing slightly. These are carrot, beetroot, carrot. I have written down what type they are. I think Nance 5, maybe Autumn King, and the beetroot was a mixed rainbow one that came with Grow Your Own magazine, and that's just in a cleared potato bed with more random tomatoes that needed to go out and had nowhere to put, and some more potatoes down the end. More potatoes, more potatoes, more potatoes, 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 carrots and onions. Now I have thinned out these carrots and they are lovely. They weren't huge, but they were really, really nice. Very sweet, very tender. Don't need to take the skins off or anything. And again, that's a Charles Dowling thing, like plant them, don't thin them out until you need them, and then just have like small carrots and the rest can grow bigger. Mare's tail or horsetail is really bad in this bed, which is no surprise because this is where it was concentrated when I took the plot on last year. And I do pull it, but you can see it does keep coming back. But just keep pulling. And then tomatoes. Now that should be a black cherry. That should be, no, don't laugh at me. It's spelt bajaja, but I'm guessing it's Spanish, so it's probably baja. And those are bush, but the rest of these, oh no, that one's a bush as well. The rest of these should be, is it cordon? The ones that grow tall anyway. And you can see I was a bit lax on side shooting some of these. But I did do it the other day and got some whoppers. Oh man, there's more. They just don't stop growing, do they? Let's see if I can show you. Look there, do you see it? Let's get rid of that one. Oh man, there's a huge one there. I've really left that one for ages, but there is nothing on it, no flowers, no fruit, so he can go. Sorry mate. Actually, I remember now, I didn't take these off the other day because I couldn't remember where the bush ones were. But since I did check my notebook and I know these aren't bush, those can come off now. I think that one's a batata. Who knows? I really need to bring my notebook with me. I need to remember many things. Oh no, look, this one's going over the path. Now, Liz Zora by the farm, she's got this thing about how you can double your harvest on squash plants. And she says if you take out the growing tip, you end up with more like stems, more branches, and more fruit, which is worth. I'm going to have a go on one of my plants. Oh, this is something Home Gardens. The guy on Home Gardens, he said about these. They send these out. Don't look very rooty. They look more like clingers though. But he did say they do root underneath sometimes to hold on. Of course, I have no idea what this is. Summer squash, winter squash, whatever. Don't know. But I'm thinking I should just kind of try and nudge that. Oh, it's fixed. Try and nudge him back on my plot rather than the side path. I don't want anyone getting annoyed with me. There we go. You grow that way, mate. See how long that lasts. These are the not marijuana plants. The Cleome. Looks like we might be having flowers soon as well. There we go. This is my horsetail, sweet corn and squash bed. Actually, look at that ground coverage happening there. It's pretty good, isn't it? My sweet corn do seem to be behind everyone else's. But hey, I've got corn and I love sweet corn. Let's go back along here now. So we've got climbing beans. Most of these I actually sowed again because they just died. But you can see I've got one getting to the top there, which is fantastic. Can't remember what it is. There's some Blauhild that my daughter grew, some runner beans, I think Kelvedon. I did a bit of everything, to be honest. Oh, the peas are really taken off as well. Look at that. Getting up high. I found one variety of pea didn't grow. Can't remember, was it Excellence or something? And one did. So that's, again, worth knowing for next year. Broad beans, Aqua Dolce and Crimson Flowered, looking lovely. And all those flowers, look, going to be lovely pods. And then, oh yeah, we're on my dwarf beans now. So dwarf Stanley, I think. And another random tomato. It's tiny, but it has flowers. Yeah, never grown tomatoes before. I'm just impressed they're growing. Okay, so we've got the sweet corn, which is Special Swiss from Real Seeds, my favourite seed company. And then we've got courgettes, squash, some melons, some cucumber. There's my favourite plant. Shh, don't tell the others. I'll get jealous. I love you all. My Musky de Provence, and that's the one I think I'm going to leave. And then this one here, I think on another day when I'm not getting soaking wet, I'm going to take out the growing tip like Liz Zara suggests on By the Farm. See how that goes. There is a melon hiding under there somewhere as well, but say before it got eaten. Okay, don't know what you are, but well done, good growing. And now this is why, oh no, someone's been eating my courgette, the absolute toe rags. Slug. Right, see you in a minute. If there's one thing rainy days are good for, it's spotting slugs. Look at this little. I'm going to use nice words. This is a family channel, but in my head, I want you to know it's all Anglo-Saxon. Look at that toe rag. Now, these courgettes, I found this one that obviously should have been picked earlier, but it wasn't that big last time it came. These were the same size. You are going in the compost, and unfortunately I'm putting this courgette in there as well because I picked it off, because rotting will attract more of your buddies, but don't take it as a reward. Do some composting for me. 3 slugs I just picked off that plant. Those 2 bigger ones and that tiny one who's done all that damage to that courgette. Hey, but at least we know it's a courgette plant. That looks like another Musky de Provence. And they're just beginning to form flowers, and I'll show you if it's still out. Had a flower on my favourite the other day. I did hoe. I got rid of all this grass pretending to be sweet corn, and now it's like it's having a party, and it said, hey, horsetail, come and join us. She finds this part of the garden really hard to reach. They know. Weeds are smart. Okay, more tomatoes with flowers. I think this is courgette. If I find a label, oh yeah, it's courgette, kind of, I think. Tomatoes, look at that, little weed growing under there, cheeky. And this is the flowers starting to get ready on the Musky de Provence. And I did have a flower open the other day. Only a female flower though, no male. And it's got, oh there it is. Now I'm a bit worried that may not have got pollinated. But I guess in the next few days I'll find out, because I don't know how big they get before they drop off if they're not pollinated. So I'm worried for my first big squash. Look, that one's trying to grow up to the path as well. Over there. This was random stick stuffing because I had no space. Courgette, tomato, hey. Courgette again, I think. And then that's one of the rhubarb crowns that Valerica gave me. courgette. I probably should take that one off actually, because by the time I come back it'll probably be a blooming marrow. Finding it so hard to get up here at the moment just for family stuff. More tomatoes. I need to get some bigger canes. They're still supported by little canes, but I've actually run out. And look, this must be a beef tomato. Did I label it? Not directly, no. I'll have to look it up at home. I tell you what I will do is I will look it up at home and I will put on what type of tomatoes these are. Now this one's just got flowers. Oh no, hold on. It has got beginnings of tomato there, which looks very similar to this one, so I'm guessing they're family. These ones here have been sitting here for ages. This is Amy's mystery tomato, so I've got no way on earth of finding out what this is because she doesn't label at all. Oh look, it's starting to push out my pepper plant there, which does have a flower on it. So yeah, that one's definitely a mystery. More courgette at the front, kind of peppers at the back. Again, was running out of space, so just whacking things in. Oh man, I need to take that courgette as well. Look at him. Well done, you're doing a good job. See, there was a space there when I planted it, but you can see they're kind of pushing each other now, aren't they? I wonder who will win. Is it a fight to the death? Another tomato in flower. Now, if you saw my last film, there was a Gardener's Delight here, which I think might be that one, and it had green tomatoes on it. Since then, I have not been able to find the green tomatoes, and I have looked. And you know what? If I hadn't filmed it, I would have thought I dreamt it or something. In fact, maybe I did dream it, and I'm dreaming I made a film about it. I can't find them. What would happen to green tomatoes? Like, vanish? Mystery. More tomatoes, of course. Sorry, I'm always worried when I'm treading on the grass. I don't want to tread on any frogs. They're pretty good at jumping out of the way, but it would absolutely kill me if I squashed a frog. Onions. Now, the interesting thing is, the onions here were planted probably the same day as the ones down the other end, which I'll show you in a minute. And they are doing so much better. Which is interesting, like different parts of your garden and plot are better for different things. And then these are, oh no, look, another, there's a whole nest of slugs in there. Oh man, sorry, they really freak me out, and they've been decimating these, and I can't cover them because I don't have any netting. Right, I'll leave you with my greyhound cabbages while I remove this guy and this whole family in here and this little guy and anyone else I find. We're going to go down the other end now, past the fruit bushes. These need sorting out with grass growing between, but that will be another day in another video. Now, I did get more weed membrane. I buy it when I can. And I covered. And right, I sorted this bit out the other day because it was overgrown, and I think my neighbour was getting a bit annoyed. All this grass growing over the path. I'd like to point out he also has plants growing over the path. So I sorted it out when he was there. I took my long-handled shears to it, trimmed it down, and began sorting out this. There were no gaps. That is a volunteer potato, so I've let him be. I've made sure he's got enough space to get his leaves out. This was covered, but when I was covering it the other day, something was moving underneath it, and I had a kind of little flick to have a look and see. I don't know what it was, but it does look now like maybe the fox noticed and came and had a rummage. So I need to cover all this back up, get it out of my neighbour's plot before they get annoyed. I mean, how very nice people, they're all nice here. I haven't met a horrid person yet. This is the bit I covered, and you can see the grass was really long, so it's a bit bulgy. Kind of looks like I've buried the bodies there, whereas actually the mound of bodies is over there. I don't know if it's an anthill or was like a design feature. I think we're going to make it a little alpine garden. It's the only bit of gardening my other half said he quite fancies. It's doing some alpines, so that will be his. Yeah, this was all covered the other day. I ran out of stuff. I ran out of pegs, and I ran out of stuff to weight it down, as you can probably notice. I mean, doing it on a budget is really hard, especially if your budget is pretty much nothing. And you do see people who've transformed their plots really quickly, and it's amazing. But I do think, how much money did you spend on that? Whereas this is probably, I'm not even telling you, but it's mainly on weed membrane. But if you saw my plot when I took it on, you'll understand why. Potatoes, don't know what they are. There's one popping through there, but he's already gone, so there's no saving him. I don't know if you can see. Going green in the sunlight. These are the onions that are doing much better. They're just bigger. Look healthier. Nice onion. I have no idea what they are, of course. And then these strawberries, oh, got another strawberry flower there. They've sent out runners, so I've put them in pots because the strawberries aren't going to stay here. I'm going to move and have a dedicated strawberry bed. So by putting them in pots, it'll just make it a lot easier to move those and then just dig up the ones that are here. And again, it was just a case of get them in the ground, keep them happy, and sort them out when I've dealt with that. There's also, you can see a couple of lavender plants down here, because the whole idea, and I bought enough lavender plants for this, but they haven't all survived, was to have a lavender lined path. Bee friendly, fragrant, beautiful, but these ones and the ones up the other end are the only ones that survived out of like 72. And I did try growing from seed, and that was just a disaster. Don't ask me what this is. Is it calendula? Don't know, but it's looking very nice. And obviously the flower buds are closed because it's raining, but they hopefully will open when the sun comes. These are Brussels. There's our, say Sharon, were they Sharon? No, they were Sandra. It was Amy and I called them Sharon because we couldn't think what they were, but we knew it was a female name beginning with an S. And some that my folks brought up, and I don't know if they even know what type they were. And this one here seems to be doing the best. But again, I don't mind sacrificing a couple as long as I get a few good ones. Oh, these must be more calendula, surely. My cosmos. Is that ragwort? Look at that, isn't that doing well? Keeps growing back. This is the front of my plot, so this is going to be like just a strip of flowers. Probably a strip of flowers and strip of strawberries, just so it's a really nice, beautiful beginning. And they won't have to go far to pick the strawberries, which my son will appreciate since he loves them. Won't eat shop ones, only likes the plot ones. Now these, more random tomatoes. I bought these grow bags. It was a really good deal at Wyvale actually. It's 4 for 3 at the moment. And then I had a voucher, because they send you a voucher if you're in their gardening club, which is incredible. So I got these grow bags. So got a bag of compost and a smaller grow bag, which are up the other end as well, which I haven't used yet. And I put these in. Now, James Wong, in his Grow for Taste book, which is amazing, one of the things he said was put basil with your tomatoes. So I got my little boy to put basil seeds in when these were still in modules. And some of the basil is still growing there with it, and it's meant to make the tomatoes sweeter. Let's see what this one is. That's a Gardener's Delight. I think mainly these are Yellow Delight and Gardener's Delight. Well, that's a Cordybu. My pronunciation is great. And then I put the marigold there just in case it became like Aphid City. That's the mound of bodies there. I need to cover this up again. I think this is a fox playground, to be honest. Anyway, that is it. I'm now going to cover that, do my compost and go home, because if you haven't figured it out, I'm absolutely soaked. I was just finishing up and I noticed something that told me I should do another little walk around. I'll show you. Box of slugs, anyone? I actually am looking away now because they turn my stomach. Yeah, so they're going in the compost. I can't bring myself to kill them, they're still living creatures. But, oh look, that one, I found him earlier and he's escaping. Well, the lid's going on in a minute, mate. I'll get you. I can't bring myself to kill them, they are living creatures. So I put them in the compost bin. There's food in there, they can compost stuff. And if there's my little predator mouse or whatever, food for her, isn't it? Right, need to put the rest of the compost in a minute. Oh, I'm still, yeah, right. Something else interesting I saw actually. Come with me. I thought it was worth having a look at. It's really beautiful. Kind of a fungi way. Not fungi, fungi. Here we go, look. Look at that. Just walked past it from the other direction. I saw this fungi. Isn't that beautiful? Get some really interesting things when you have an allotment. You see so many species of like creature that you never knew existed. And you see so many different types of toadstool, mushroom, fungi. There we go. There we go, today's harvest. That was one shallot that was planted there. So that's only one of them. And that was a red sun shallot from Poundland. And look at the return on that. Not bad, hey? I'm going to leave the others for another day because I want them actually to dry. This I want a little bit of fresh shallot for a potato salad for the picnic that will now be in my living room. And there we go, a couple of courgettes. Not bad really. Just got rid of my box and did the membrane, put it back over, and found more. Oh, did see a big guy, but he was too smart. By the time I got my piece of paper to put them in, he had gone. He was no fun. Yuck. It stopped raining just as I finished all my jobs. I have to say one thing for the rain though, it really does bring out the slugs, so I did get to pick off a lot of slugs. There we go, plot not in the rain. And until next time, whatever you're doing, have a good one.